So today we're talking about Pinterest store boards. What are you going to name your board that is a representation of your entire online or offline store in your Pinterest profile? We're also going to be talking about some boards that you can use to benefit you as a business on Pinterest. Before we do that, definitely take a moment to subscribe to this channel down below and hit that notification bell so that you can get an update every time that a new video is published. So let's travel over and talk about these Pinterest store boards. That's what I like to call them. And really, a Pinterest store board is a type of board that represents everything in your online or offline store. It has all of your products included in that board. And you want that board to be in the #1 position in your Pinterest profile so that when people go to your profile, that store board is the #1 board that they see in your profile. If they are curious to know more about your brand, they click on that board, they open it up, and they see everything that you have to offer right there. So this is probably one of your most important boards to have. And the question that I get often is, what should I name my store board? There's lots of different options here. There's different choices. And there may not be a right or wrong answer. So #1, you could say your domain name, and that would be your board title, blank.com. So an example could be, fashionwatches.com. That could be what you use for your board title. You could also choose shop and then the name of your store. You could also pick the name of your store and then the word store right after that. And that would be the title of your board. So which one is best to use and why? Well, first thing you need to do, because this is going to be different for every single brand and every single business, is you need to take a moment and research how people are actually searching for your brand and for your store in Google. What is the language that they're using? What are some words, some keywords that surround it? If you put in your brand name, what else happens to pop up as well? And then you know how people are actually searching to find your brand and your store. It's important for you to know that information because you always want to use the language of your audience. You want to use the language of your shoppers and the language of your buyers, the people who really want what you have to offer. So type into Google what you think people might be looking for or what the language they are using and see what comes up for you. Because here's what's important. What people type into Google search is most likely what they will also use for a Pinterest search. So what they do in one search engine is probably going to happen again in a different search engine, and that's how you know. So this is a great way for you to start on Google first. This is the largest search engine in the world where there is information suggested to you already about how people are looking for your brand, and use that language as the title of your board. Now, do you use the word store as part of your actual store name or domain name? Or do you use the word shop as part of your store name or your domain name? If so, you might want to actually choose that option first. Why? Because people do not go to the Google search bar and put in a domain name. They don't type in fashionwatches.com. Most of the time they don't do that. What they will do probably is type in fashion watches or Fashion Watches store or shop fashion watches. That is what might come up. And the only way to know, of course, is to go back into Google and see what naturally comes up for you in the suggested search that drops down below that Google search bar. Now, where should you really use your store domain name if you don't actually use it as your board title? It's really better to put that in your board description at the very end of that board description so that people can quickly get familiar with your domain name, that is your brand, and they could go and do a Google search if they want to and see exactly what it is that you have to offer in your store by just getting a quick view of your store board. So your store board is sort of like a mini store. It's a representation of what your full store has to offer and what it looks like, and it's a great way to kind of give a little appetizer before they go into your entire store and see everything that you have to offer. Now, here are some more ideas for boards that you can use on Pinterest for your business. And the number one board that we said is your store board. And we talked about different ways to make a very appealing title for that store board where you're using the language of what people are most likely using when they do a search to find your brand in Pinterest. You're going to use Google to help you do that kind of research. Your next most important board is about your blog. And everyone needs to have a blog. All businesses need to have a blog. It's great for SEO purposes. It's your content marketing. It's your entire big piece of your overall marketing plan in order to keep you in business for the long term. So your long-term plan is to get your blog set up and start blogging right away. You only have to blog maybe one blog post per week, and it's going to make a big difference in your business. It's going to give more opportunities for people to discover you, to learn more about you, to build a relationship with those people, to take that cold traffic and warm them up so they really do become a loyal shopper and a big fan. You can also have a board that includes all of your services that you might offer. You can have a board that includes all of your courses. Maybe it's books if you're an author. It could be a location-specific board, especially if you are all about running a business in a certain city, a certain town, a location, maybe it's a country, whatever it is, a state. You can take that and enhance a board that is all about that, because people really do search for those types of things in Pinterest as well. And that can help a lot of local businesses get found by people who might be searching specifically for something in their location. Seasonal boards work great, fall, winter, summer, and winter. All of the seasons are perfect. Definitely set up boards that are appropriate for you. All of the holidays that you can think of, and specific events, birthdays. It could be anniversaries. It could be graduations, back to school. All of these events that happen, and then also you can set up boards that are trends that are relevant to what you have to offer. From there, you can start niching down your boards a little bit more, but do that after you test your pins first. So you always want to niche down to your pins first, and then you will be able to see exactly how people respond to your pins and look for opportunities to create more boards, especially if you have found some winning pins that are working great for you. You can then turn that into a new board that is niched down even more to help people find and discover your brand a whole lot easier. So I hope this helps you to understand a little bit better about these store boards, or boards that you can set up on Pinterest that is all about your store, how to name them, what kind of title to use, and also what are some other types of boards that you should probably set up to represent your brand and your business very well. If you love these tips and hints, definitely subscribe to Pin Traffic Power down below. Hit that notification bell so that you can get notifications about every single video that is uploaded every single week right here on YouTube. And I'll talk to you again very soon.